Right now. Hold on, let me make sure. We're broadcasting on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we are broadcasting on uh, Clubhouse. And so I'm attempting to see how this works. I don't know how well this is going to work. We'll see. It looks like. Hold on one sec, y'all, because it looks like my iPad. Well, listen, we're gonna go for a few minutes because I'm actually a little late. But this is a segment that I plan to be doing every single Monday, and this is called our booked, busy, and banked Mondays. Booked, busy, and banked Mondays. And the reason why I decided I wanted to do something like this is because I have been in the book world now since 2014. And I've come to find a lot of authors are out here making these amazing books, but we are not getting the harvest that we deserve. So definitely welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And again, hopefully you guys can hear me on all the different platforms. For those of you watching on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, please type something in the chat space so I can make sure that y'all can hear me. And yes, I am on my cell phone because I am also broadcasting on Clubhouse. So just to kind of introduce myself, again, my name is Taria Avant. And what I do specifically, like my audience is speakers, coaches, and network marketers. Reason why I do call out network marketing separately is because that's where I started in my space of success. I've been an entrepreneur since 1999 but for more than 10 years I had no success, y'all. So I was trying stuff and quitting stuff. I was a professional tripreneur. Hey D, how are you doing? Hello, 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 Orlando, Lawrence. Again, y'all, we're broadcasting all over. And let me just share in Clubhouse right now, we have Stevie, Katrina, Stephanie, Ine, Sierra, Kishma, and Sakisha. Hello, guys. Okay, awesome. Hello, Michelle. And so for 10 years, I was making no money. And then I ended up, well, what happened was, the reason why I was making no money, it wasn't because I wasn't in the right opportunities. It wasn't because I wasn't doing the right businesses. It was because my work ethic was whack. Okay. I would start stuff and quit it all the time. I was one of those emotional entrepreneurs. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Were you emotional about something like you see, oh, these people winning, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get into it and I'm gonna win and make a million quadrillion dollars, and then you realize it's hard and you're like, I don't want to do it anymore. And so I would quit stuff easily. I'll never forget, like, I'll give you an example. One time I went to Las Vegas. I had joined this travel company. I don't know if it was a network marketing company, but I know specifically we were travel people, right? Travel agents. And I remember the guy getting on the stage, but I mean, this didn't make no sense to me, no way. Still to this day, I would never probably have stuck with it. He was like, yeah, it's a whole lot of work, but you don't make a lot of money. I said, well, goddamn it, I already do that now. I already work a job that I don't make no money. And so, I mean, but I was the professional entrepreneur. I've sold knives, vacuum cleaners. I used to be a bondsman, insurance. Even I did door to door stuff. And I tried it all, but I also quit it all. And it wasn't until my father passed away. So every single one of us, I want y'all to think about it, right? A paradigm shift. Everybody think about that paradigm shift in your life that maybe got you into entrepreneurship, or maybe, it got you into the space of writing your book and telling your story, right? Whatever it is, what was and there's several paradigm shifts that take place throughout our entire lives. But for me, the paradigm shift where I was tired of like starting stuff and stopping stuff and starting stuff and stopping stuff was when my father passed away. He was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and within 7 months, this disease absolutely took him over. And unfortunately, he was called home. I felt earlier than what he should have been, but God makes no mistakes. But watching his funeral, I was sitting there and I was watching a gentleman who was from India. And I remember this gentleman, walking by, and my dad was cremated. He wanted to be cremated. By the way, I want to be cremated too. So y'all know. But yeah, he was cremated, and so we were walking by, and he was paying his respects to the family. And as he was walking out, y'all, he fell to his knees, just fell to his knees and just weeping. And I'll never forget that. Like, I always close my eyes when I talk about it because I just visualize it. I remember I was looking to my left and I saw this man from India, a whole nother country, that was weeping over my father passing away. And I wondered, did my dad know that he impacted that man's life? I wonder, did my dad know for a fact that he was changing people's life because of his presence? And at that point, I was like, listen, I'm tired of starting and stopping and starting and stopping. I want to make something happen. And so that's when I got into entrepreneurship. Long story short, moved to Atlanta, started a network marketing business, had success, went to another company, and then I decided to be a coach. So now what I do is I work with speakers, I work with coaches, and those in network marketing who want to write the right book that's going to build them a successful income. Now, one of the biggest challenges that I find with many authors, y'all, number one, and this is no shade, okay? I want y'all to receive this in the best possible way. Many authors write the wrong books, okay? And I'm going to preface it with this. And if you take offense, I get it. It's cool. But I'm not here trying to just help you guys hear what you want to hear. My purpose is to help you guys make money. My purpose is to help you guys start profiting from your purpose. And so many times we let our emotions, get in the way. We let our emotions get in the way from getting the bag. So I don't want you to let your emotions get in the way from getting the bag, okay? So please listen to me on this. We write about what we want to write about and not what our audience wants to read about. And so the number one reason why 80% of most authors do not make any money is because, hey, Candace, how are you? Is because they're writing the wrong things. This is what I want everybody to think about. I want you guys to think about the person who is reading your book or the person who is going to read your book. Hey, Progress Junkie, how are you doing? I want you to think about that man or that woman. You know, I had a chance to go to Sleep is for Suckers. David Shands, he had his content creation boot camp in Atlanta about I don't even know when, a month ago. Hey, S. Monique. In there, he was talking about your avatar. And I know many of you guys have heard about the avatars and stuff, and we get tired of hearing about the avatar. But that's the problem. We need to stop getting tired of hearing about who got the money that we want. Like, the avatar is where the money resides. And so we should never get tired about hearing about our audience, right? And so, but I loved it because the way that he broke it down, he broke it down so specific to 21 specific characteristics about that person. But I want you guys to think about it like this. When someone decides to pick up your book and read it, number one, what is it that they're going through? What is the number one enough is enough moment where they're saying, you know what? I'm going to go look up how to overcome this, and this is the book that I'm going to buy. You know what? I'm ready to have a boyfriend. I'm ready to have a girlfriend. I need a book. You know what? I'm sick of my boss, and I need respect. You know what? Listen, this stomach, I got this Dunlap, and this Dunlap gots to go. Because it's time to get summertime fine. You understand what I'm saying? And so you have to think about when somebody decides to read a book, especially in today. Right now, the information industry is a $100 billion industry. Within a couple of years, we're talking about in 3 to 4 more years, we're talking about a $300 billion industry. So I want y'all to think about it like this. First, focus on getting the bag. If you want to write your life story and things like that, that's awesome. But let's get the bag first, because when you got money, you can do so much more. And so what I want you to think about is how can you play a part in this 100, soon to be $300 billion industry? What information can you provide? What is it that you know how to do that people come and ask you about? Are you really good with cooking? Are you really good with relationships? And I don't mean in romantic ships. Maybe you're really good at your friendships. Are you really good at putting together events for very little money? These are all spaces of information age that you could be writing a book that you could change someone's life in. They're literally Googling that right now, and they're looking for someone to teach them. So the number one mistake that many authors make is they write books that are not designed to sell. They're writing books that are designed to tell. And you've got to think about the reader. If somebody decides to buy your book, they're looking to get a specific result. Now, I'm not talking about in the space of biographies and things of that nature, because that's not my ministry. My ministry is in the bag. My ministry ain't even in books. My ministry is in the bag. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know how to get the bag. And one thing I've come to learn is that if you can get someone to buy your book that is teaching them something, there's a higher probability that they will invest into your higher ticket product or service. Yes, yes. And so the number one thing that I see many authors make, they're not writing the right books. And then the second thing, when it comes to these books, listen, we live in a self-published world. And the great thing about being self-published, do y'all know this, ladies and gentlemen, is that just because you finish the book, if the book is not selling, if the book is not profiting, you can always update it. You can always change the title. Do you know, like I'll have some people, they say, well, I don't know if I want to change the title. Well, if somebody reads the title of your book and their first question to you is, what is this about? We got to change the title, y'all. We have to change the title. The title is not popping. If the title ain't popping, you ain't selling. Like your book should be able to sit on a table by itself and be able to sell without you having to be there. And so the first thing we got to think about is the construction. And when you are self-published, you can always redo it. So if you've now identified, okay, I've maybe not connected to the reader. I haven't connected to the reader in the title. I haven't been able to express to them specifically the results that they're looking for. Why don't I go ahead and work on changing this title? Or if I'm going to have a prolific title, let me add a subtitle that gives them some specifics. Now, the thing about most people, do you know what most people want? We want steps. We want steps too. We want, can you give me 7 steps to being able to do something? Even though if it might only be 2, break it into 7, right? 7 and 10 are the numbers I typically recommend. And so you can add a subtitle that says, it could be like the overtaking. Because this is how some of y'all titles be. It'd be like the overtaking, but don't nobody know. Overtaking of what? Are we overtaking a job? Are we overtaking are we overtaking a relationship? We stealing somebody's man? Like what are we overtaking? And so you got to be able to add the subtitle that says the 7 steps to be able to learning how to, whatever the specific result is. And so now you have a title that's designed to sell. And then the next thing is your back cover. Is your back cover giving enough value that makes that person want to buy? Another mistake that I see, and I'm giving you guys a whole lot, but I'm telling you guys, we're gonna make this a whole Monday situation. So I'm working on getting all my stuff together so that I can be on Clubhouse chat. I'm gonna be broadcasting on the gram, and we're gonna be over here on all the other platforms. But as I was stating, one of the things I see with a lot of folks that do write these books, y'all, right? Okay, we talked about the title. The back cover is a mess. The whole back cover have their whole long biography. And I know some of y'all gonna take shade. Some of y'all get mad because I know it. Because we done spent all this time to write these books. And you should feel away. I mean, you are a part of the 3%ers. 97% of most people who want to write a book, they never will. So I get it. You done put all this time to write this book, and now you got this little girl, this fine tenderoni trying to tell you that your cover is not right. I get it, but let's let it go. Let's let it go and let's get to the bag, okay? Our emotions keep us in the way of getting profitable. And profitable is allows you to grow and expand and get in front of more people. Your back cover should not be a whole long bio about you. The person is not buying the book because of you. They're buying it because of the results. The best time to write a book about yourself, and if I could be real transparent, I hope y'all receive this the right way. It's so weird. The best time to write a book about your life story is when you walk into a room and everybody knows who you are. That's when it's time. Until then, let's take portions of our story. Let's take segments of our story, something that we've been able to overcome, and create content that will impact and change somebody's life. Does that make sense? Let's create portions of our story, content, so that we can impact somebody's life with information. So on the back cover, that's not where the biography should be. You could put the biography on the inside. On the back cover, you need to engage that person. You need to have some bullet points about what is this book about? Who is this book for? How, by reading this book, how is this going to change your life? That's what you want to make sure is on the back cover, not your biography. Now, on my back cover, I do have, where's one of my books at? Let me read. Let me just show y'all one of my books. So here's my book right here, A Six-Figure Vision. And I know on Clubhouse y'all can't see it, but I'm going to read it real quick. This is a six-figure vision, and it's really bright, so y'all can't see it anyway. So it starts off, it says, are you an entrepreneur? Do you want to be one? See, I want people what is called, and this is a sales tactic. Anybody ever took some sales courses or sales training? You want to get people what is called in the yes mode. Yes, 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 right? So are you an entrepreneur? Yes, I am. Do you want to be one? Yes, I do. Do you feel stuck in your business? Yes. Oh my God. Do she know who I am? Like, does she see me? What is going on? And then it says freedom. What does it mean to you? Do you know how to get it? Have you made a decision that you're tired of not being able to do what you truly want to do? Then this book is a must read. The Principles in A Six-Figure Vision took the author Taria Vision Avant from foreclosure to wealth beyond her wildest dreams. As a young woman, she also knew that she wanted to be in control of her life. So yes, I do share a little bit, but I'm giving some specifics as in regard to learning these principles. This is what it's going to take you to. Does that make sense, y'all? I also say A Six-Figure Vision includes tips on how to control your finances, generate multiple streams of income, control your fears, groom and grow your vision to success. Guess what those are? Those are the titles. That's the titles. I mean, the chapter titles. Listen, I'm not trying to create a whole lot of content. It's already in there. I created the book first, and then I created the cover, right? So anyways, the back cover is not for your biography. The back cover is to sell them. They need to know what it's about. Now, until you get to the point, now listen, once you get to that John C. Maxwell phase, or you get to that celebrity, the B-list, A-list celebrity, it don't matter what's on the back, because you're a celebrity, they're going to buy it because of your name. But until then, and we're trying to build up this network and build up this connection, your book needs to be able to sell itself. So this is what I want to challenge all of my authors out there, okay? I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you guys. You should also have some books, right? You should have some books in hand. Go take 2 copies of your book and go sit at a bar. Take 2 copies of your book and sit at a bar. Now, I want you to make sure you go to a bar where, ideally your, oh Lord, Ketnu Nefer. She says, change my back cover. Check. Yes, ma'am. We got to update that, right? Okay. Go to a bar. Now, I know some of my saints, y'all don't drink, so y'all ain't got to drink at the bar, but you can sit at the bar. Get you some hot water and make you some tea, okay? But sit at a bar and take 2 copies of your book and sit it right there, like phantoms, so they can see it's 2 copies of the same thing. And just, sit by someone, but be in a space where ideally your audience is. So, like, I know my audience earns a certain type of income. They're probably around the who's who's, because, they making money. They want to look like they making money, so that's where they like to go. So I go position myself at certain bars or restaurants that I know that they're going to frequent. And I'll take 2 of my books and I sit it right there. And then 9 times out of 10, yes, wine is absolutely cool. That's one of my favorite beverages. Actually, I have a wine that's coming out, just so that y'all know. It's being delivered. Won't he do it? Jesus is good. Okay, because he turned water into wine. So I might as well have a wine. So anyways, you sit at the bar and you allow someone to pick it up. Now, don't nobody pick it up. Now, that's the first thing. But when they pick it up, they should pick it up and say, oh, is this your book? You say, yes, it is. It's $20. That's all you got to say. And then let them flip it over and look at the cover. If they turn around and ask you, they say, you know what? What is this book about? I said, it ain't right. We got to update the cover. If they're asking you what the cover is about, it's not designed to sell. Your book should be designed to sell with or without you. In fact, your book should be the tool that allows you to edify yourself so that you ain't got to be edifying yourself. You ever been around somebody, they just talk about themselves the whole time? Oh, I did this, I did that. That's what your book is for. Your book allows you to edify yourself, okay? So your cover's got to be set up to sell. Yes, yes? All right? Now, there's some other additional things as far as like the formatting and the layout and the interior. All of that is very important. But overall, guys, we've got to start planning out the purpose of our book. We got to stop just writing a book just for the sake of saying we wrote a book. Guys, you put all of this work into it. You become a part of the 3%ers, because 97% of most people who want to write a book, they never will. But we don't put out the content that is designed to impact the world. Y'all, I want you to understand something. If you're writing a book and you're sharing something that you have been able to learn over the years, you're sharing your expertise. There's a purpose in you having an expertise in that space. And I just said this on a previous presentation. I do not believe that we were called to go through what we've been through and be broke. It is a disservice to the people that are currently right now going through something, whether how small you think it is, they're going through something right now. They're looking for someone to help them, and we won't put it out. People want to know how to ... The number one most Googled term in the world is how to ... Not the life of Taria Avant. Not yet. Now, one day it will be. It won't be it will be. I rebuke that. It will be one of the most Googled terms in the world, the life of Taria Avant. But right now, until we get to that point, people are Googling, how do I clean my house in less than an hour? Because I have ADD. So I specifically work with people who have attention deficit disorder, and I show them how to clean their houses. I am the clean house queen. What? That's a business? Yeah, it's a business. Because I take days to clean my house. Okay, listen. It take me forever to clean my house. People right now are looking, how do I fight this type 2 diabetes? But yet you want to do a book about how to fight health balance challenges or something like that. No, you done overcame type 2 diabetes. You need to talk about type 2 diabetes. Because there's organizations for type 2 diabetes. Do you understand what I'm saying? How can I help my child? How can I get my child to go to school for free? Maybe, I don't know, you done figured out how to get all these government grants and stuff like that. And you said, well, I'm going to help everybody learn how to get grants. No, you specifically helped your child go to school for free because you got government grants. Why don't you speak in that space? Because there's several people right now who want to be able to get money, funding for their children. They don't want to get the loans, right? They want to get funding so that they don't, et cetera, et cetera. Does that make sense, y'all? How can literally, guys, people are Googling something that you know how to do that is a multiple $1,000,000 business, and you create a book about it, and you create a movement about it, and you create multiple streams. See, the biggest challenge that many of us have is we are too busy looking left and too busy looking right instead of focusing forward on the purpose that God has us here for. Every single one of us done been through stuff. If I wanted to be a life coach, do you know the space that I would actually coach in? Because I don't even listen. Coaches and titles and all that stuff, that doesn't even matter. What matters is the results that we bring in this world. But if I was to get into that space of like emotional coaching, I would probably help people that are going through depression. Because that's one of the biggest battles I've ever had to overcome in my life, is pushing through depression, knowing when I feel it coming back on. That is a specific genre, a specific space. And even if I wanted to help busy entrepreneur women who are going through challenges in their life, I help them to fight through depression. That is a business. But what we do is we look left and we look right, and we then write a book. We write a book about it, and people are asking us, well, how did you write the book? So we take our eye off the prize of depression, and now we start saying, well, they asking me how to write a book now. Well, you know God called you to talk about depression. Instead, you could just connect it with somebody like a D. Bowden, who helps people to write books, and say, D, I got people that want to know how to write a book. If I refer them to you, can I get a commission? Because I'm over here in the space of depression. I wrote a book. And that's another challenge that authors have. You write about this one day, and then you got another book about another topic, and now people confused, and a confused person does nothing. Does that make sense, guys? So the key here, guys, if we want to be able to be successful authors, you must become known in a space, not known in spaces. Become known in a space. Identify who is your audience. Identify how do you serve them. Identify what, as a result of someone reading your book, what is it that they're going to learn? And if that means that with your book that you put all your work into, that's already self-published, that you got to come out with a second edition, do so. Because it is a disservice. And I also believe it is very selfish for you to keep that how-to information in without sharing it to the people that God has called you to share it to. Hello. Yes, I said selfish. So how can we get started on the right path? Well, the first thing that I always teach my students that are writing their books that want to be speakers, that want to be coaches, or they're already speakers and coaches, or they're in network marketing and they want to be able to create a multiple stream of income book that builds over $10,000 plus per month. By the way, to make $10,000 a month is not a lot of money. It's not very difficult. But do you know that the average coach makes less than $10,000 a year? The average author makes less than $10,000 a year. It's a lot of coaches who are not getting to that money. And the reason is because we are not specific on who do we serve and how do we serve them. In your book, it must be the same. You must identify who is the reader. So here's a little tip. So one time I used to want to be an actress, right? Well, let me tell you how. Let me tell you the story. So when I moved to Atlanta, Georgia to start my business, I started a multimedia company. I used to host this TV show back in Virginia. Back in the day, it used to be called The Circuit. So I was like a little celebrity in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I was a little celebrity, right? So anywho, so I moved to Atlanta and I wanted to expand the show there. And so I started applying. Well, it didn't work out. So anyway, so I started applying for like different TV gigs, and Tyler Perry, you could apply for a studio thing, right? And I got a call. I got a call to come and be a stand-in. Now, I don't know what a stand-in is. I ain't even never had no training in acting or nothing. But I told the lady, I said, well, listen, I've been on camera before because I used to host a show, but I've never been a stand-in. I don't know what that is. And so, long story short, I ended up being on the set of The Family That Prays. Funny story. So there's a part where Taraji P. Henson and Tyler Perry are sitting down playing cards. And Taraji, if you don't know what a stand-in, that's the person that sits in where they get the lighting, right? They get the lighting. And I feel like, who was it that was a stand-in for years? Y'all know who he is. Y'all know who he is. I can't think of his name. Anyways, so y'all know the part where he's sitting down, they playing cards, if anybody's ever seen the movie. Well, Taraji wasn't ready to come out. They was doing makeup or something. I don't know. So they was like, well, you read the lines. What? With Tyler Perry? So listen, y'all, I got a chance to read lines with Tyler Perry before, right? And you would have thought I didn't know what the hell I was doing because I've never really read like scenes or sides or whatever you want to call them, right? Sides is what they call them. And so I'm sitting here reading for my life, Craig. I was so nervous. I could not believe they asked me to read, and he was not paying me no attention, but I was reading for my life. Anyways, I got fired. The dude was a hater. He was hating on me. So I went to LA to study acting. And I decided I didn't want to be an actress because I already got enough multiple personalities by myself. I don't need to be acting, right? So, but I learned one thing. And there was a part where we would actually practice for a scene. And I need every single one of you guys, all of my speakers, all of my coaches, all of my networkers, and especially my authors. I want you to start thinking in this way. Because we never take the time to plan. And what they say is that those that fail to plan to fail. So, what we would do is visualize what was going on in that person's life before the scene. Like, what were they doing? And so I took that concept and idea when I decided to write my very first book. I thought about what was going through that person's life where they had that enough is enough moment. And they went and Googled my key phrases and found me and bought my book. What was going on in that person's life where they were sitting at the edge of the bed and they were like, this is it. I need help. And they go and look for the person and you're the one in the way. The right way. How are you positioning yourself to attract that person? Because many of us, we out here trying to impact everybody. And I'm telling you, all people got different things going on. You can't impact everybody. You can't serve everybody. It's billions of people in the world. Stop being so greedy as to think that we have to try to serve everybody in order to make it to the finish line. You don't. All you need is a small few. And you could change millions of people's lives. And so you got to think about it. With your book, why is that person going to read it? And if that means you got to change the title, then you do it. I make my titles real simple. Look at my titles, y'all. This one is a 6-figure vision. It says tips to making more money, happiness, and success. Is anybody confused as to what this book is about? No, you're not. My other book is called Don't Go Broke Trying to Be a Business Owner. 7 secrets every business owner should know before you go out of business. Is there any confusion as to what this book is about? No, it's not. I don't think so. The next one is How Not to Be a Broke Author. 7 tips on how not to be a non-selling, non-money making author. Is there any confusion? See, we've got to understand that when somebody makes a decision to buy, what is it that they're looking for that's going to make a decision to pay that money for your program? Because this is the thing. If somebody will spend $20 for your book, the chances of them buying your program, your course, your product, your service, it increases by 20 to 30%. So we've got to position ourselves. But if we're trying to serve everyone, we're serving no one. Yes, yes? If we're trying to serve everyone, we're serving no one. Guys, what is Mark Zuckerberg known for? Facebook. What is Jeff Bezos known for? Amazon. What is Oprah known for? Broadcasting. Is it safe to say they probably got other streams of income other places? Yes, but what did they do first? They built a multi-million dollar platform before they ever invested into anything else. Because people will always try to say, but whatchamacallit got Mark Zuckerberg got Facebook and Instagram. Are y'all kidding me? Do y'all know how long he built Facebook up before he even started buying other programs? And by the way, he don't buy the programs and actually run those companies. He buys them and passively runs them. Okay, Mark, this is the numbers. This is what we're doing. Da, 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 da. He's not operating in those spaces. He's operating in the space that God called him to, which was Facebook. See, Facebook was the vision that was given to him. And so he made sure that he niched himself in that space. And also, let's get real gangster, because when Facebook first started, it was specifically for college students. If you were not in college, you could not get on. And no, Ivy League college students. It was specifically a program for Ivy League college students. Then they opened it up. And so this is what's going to happen for your books, for your brand. When you're out here marketing, you start in one particular space. This is what's happened for me. My ideal audience when I first got started, and this is the easiest way to identify who your audience is. Look at yourself. Think about the challenge you went through. What was your enough was enough moment and how you solved it, right? So look at your situation. So for me, I was transitioning. When I wrote my first book, I was in network marketing, and I had sat down. Let me tell you what my enough is enough moment. I sat down with this dude that was a lawyer. And at the time I had just hit the top position in my company. I'm making some money. I'm pretty sure I'm probably making more than him, but no shade, no tea. Anyway, so I sit down with him and I'm talking to him about, he tells me what he's doing. And he's like, well, what you doing? And I told him I was selling coffee. And you would have thought I told him I was selling some drugs. Because, child, his whole countenance changed up immediately. He did not want to talk to me anymore. And so I said, oh, no, you're going to have to respect me. And I remember being at an event where they said being an author creates the opportunity to build your influence immediately. So that was my enough is enough moment. I wrote the book with the intention of gaining the respect and teaching people about getting into network marketing. Really, that was my intention. Someone reads my book, they then reach out to me for coaching, and now they get into my network marketing business. That was my enough is enough. And then when I transitioned out of network marketing into coaching, now I also knew I wanted to be able to teach individuals to successfully do what it was that I had did when I first wrote my book, because I kept seeing authors out here with 2, 3, 4, 5 books. And the challenge is most authors, the last time they sold their book was when they launched their book. After the launch, never sold them no more. We've got to stop doing that. This book right here, I wrote this book in 2014. It still sells today. How you doing? So you got to know who is it that you serve and how do you serve them. But won't he do it? Let me tell you how God works. Because I first started off with women who were of my age range, who made a certain type of income. Most of them were single, right? Hello. And guess what? That was who I was serving. Now I've got women of all nationalities. I've got married women. Now I've got men that I've helped to write books because I focused on building a space, building results, and guess what? Automatically, it's going to expand. So when you write that book, you got to write that book catered to the person, not persons, not the people, but the person. What's their name? How much money do they make? What do they believe in God? Do they drink Jesus juice like I do, or do they prefer a little Jack Daniels? I mean, do they go to Applebee's or do they go to I don't know, what's one of y'all spots? I like to go to a spot in Atlanta called Chops. They've got a spot out here called Mastro's. I don't go to Mastro's, but I like Willie G's. And where do they hang out? Do they like to go skating or do they prefer to go bowling? Would they prefer to catch flights or do they want to just take a road trip? You've got to know who your person is even when writing a book, because that is how you're able to produce a book that continues to sell over and over and over again. All right, y'all. So anyway, I'm testing this thing out. I don't know if y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all did. I plan on doing this every single Monday. We're going to do the booked, busy, and banked. So the reason why I called it booked, busy, and banked, because a lot of people be out here bragging about they booked and busy, but booked, busy, and broke. We're not trying to be booked, busy, and broke. We're trying to be booked, busy, and banked. And so it's booked, busy, and banked Mondays, okay? And so we're going to talk anything from being authors. We're going to talk about speaking, coaching, and things like that. And I will be bringing you guys up. Right now we're in Clubhouse, and so I'll bring people up in the Clubhouse to ask questions. I'll let you ask questions on all the platforms. We are broadcasting on Facebook. We're broadcasting on YouTube. We're broadcasting on Twitter. We're broadcasting on Instagram. We're broadcasting on the Clubhouse. And I don't care if it's 10 people here, 20 people there, 5 people here. Child, we're going to broadcast, because let me tell you something. All of that adds up, and my mission is not to impact everyone. It's only to impact the people God has called me to impact. That's it. That's it. I ain't tripping off that. So we're going to do this every Monday. And y'all see, listen, I am not going to be the girl that's going to be on here trying to be beef for the God. So if y'all looking for somebody that's going to have lashes on and eyebrows and all that, that's not me. Because this is how I look when I'm working. Sometimes I might be like, I might have a date or something. I actually have a date tomorrow, so I'm super excited about my date. Okay, well, anyways, y'all, I really pray that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor. Go to my Instagram right now. Shoot me a DM if you like Book Busy and Banked Mondays. Where we teach you how to get the bag. And so I'll talk about different things. And if you have any specific questions about being an author, if you have questions about speaking, if you have questions about coaching, and even network marketing, I was able to build 2 network marketing businesses to a 6-figure income. Not a 6-figure in sales. It's a big difference. I made over 6 figures in 2 different network marketing companies. I've only ever been in 2 network marketing companies, and I've been able to take many of the principles that I learned in network marketing and applied it to my coaching business. So shoot me a DM. Don't DM me on Facebook, otherwise you're going to get my assistant. Some of y'all be getting mad because my assistant messaged y'all on Facebook. I just get too much spam on Facebook, child. So I'll be, the easiest way is Instagram. So hit me up on the gram if you have a question, if you definitely like the idea of this, and if you guys want to be able to be brought up and ask questions and all of that, please let me know. But my date is actually out of town, so I'm catching a flight. So I'm about to go, y'all. I got to go because I got to get ready for my trip. I know. How you doing? That's your girls got dates and stuff, okay? All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a blessed night. I love you and appreciate you. God bless you. And see y'all on the next Monday.